Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. This is the new SHOCQ site. So I wanted to show you, it's got a fancy case, low cost. So roughly around 120 Australian dollars. Why is this of interest to you? Because if you're starting off in archery, you generally don't want to spend $900 for the amazing Excel site. You generally want to start off with something more affordable. So let's open this up, have a look what it's like, and see if this is an option for you and how it compares to the other budget sites on the market. The case looks great. It's got a zipper. This is what it looks like inside. Right, so we've got a carbon bar, 9 inches. That's fairly standard. It's got a click mechanism here. That's fairly, well, I'm going to say fairly standard. And it's a bit, I'm going to say, like, not as tight as others. Now when you lock it down, it's going to be perfect, right? But I'm going to say on the more expensive ones, this is a bit wider here, and it kind of runs nicer. It's not so floppy inside, but when you lock it down, it's now tight, right? So how this works, right? So you've got a moving thing here on the top. This is from micro adjustment. Now this here on the side is a lock system. So if you want to lock it down, it locks, right? Now you can't move it up and down. You try and move it up and down now, you're going to buggy your sight, all right? So we're going to loosen this off. Now this lock system, which is kind of interesting, it's a simple system. It sits in a V, so it's a V moving up. So you see it moves there. You can't move it half turns. Like it's a sort of like a setting. So you've got so many clicks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. So with a lot of sights, when you shoot, they become loose because the nuts just loosen off with all the vibration in the bow. It's not the case with this because it's going to sit in the thing with its spring in there to activate it. Now, if you want to move it up quickly, on this side, you press this button in and then it slides. Now, I haven't got this set enough, so I've got adjustment. So let's just move that out a little bit. I push it in, still not enough. Now, why is this a thing that you want to move it in? I'm failing here bad. Right, now I can move it up and down. Why do you want quick adjustment? You want quick adjustment for field, okay? So with field, you might be shooting 10 meters once, and then your next shot 60, so you're going to move your sight all the way down, right? That's where it's important. Not so much for target archery. Target archery, you can do this. But, right, now, let's just talk a little bit about SHOCQ. This is my interpretation of it. SHOCQ is a brand, so they are going to a manufacturer and saying, I want you to brand product using my name called SHOCQ, right? So they're doing arrows, they're doing bows, now they're doing sights. Now this sight to me, I may or may not be correct. It's got this little sight bracket on the side here. This kind of looks a bit like the Excel where you can change your sight settings along the side, but you can't with this one. So, like, I understand why you've done it, but kind of doesn't make any sense. Like it's tighter here, and maybe it just needs a bit of lube. But anyway, so you got that. So this here is good. This to me looks like a Cartel sight, right? Cartel is one of the manufacturers who makes stuff for a lot of the different firms. Why does this look like Cartel? I could be wrong. These dials look like Cartel. This looks like Cartel. This feels like Cartel. This all looks like Cartel. This doesn't look like Cartel. You see you've got sight scale on your side. I like the way you can read the sight scales on the side. A lot of sights are very hard to read the scales. This is easy for me. Like, I don't need my glasses on, and I can read on the side this is 69 on the side here, right? So that's a big thing for me when I'm looking for a sight, to be able to read the markers. Because there's nothing worse than you're shooting field archery, you're shooting target archery, and you go to set the sight and you can't read it, okay? Now if you've got good eyes, well, it's probably not a thing. Right, so this is the sight block. You'll see it's got 3 settings here. That's clever. I've seen this done on Cartel before, which makes me think it's a Cartel sight. And what's interesting about if you manufacture archery equipment, there's a few big distributors in the world. So let's just name them. You've got SSA, you've got JVD, you've got Lancaster, and then you have like smaller, bigger dealers like myself. Okay. So the manufacturers want to sell to those shops because they consume such a large proportion of the overall marketplace, right? Where when I was at the PSE factory, PSE would be shipping out tons of stuff, but it's generally 1 or 2 bows. With the manufacturer like Cartel in Korea, they're more interested in big volumes. They don't generally ship 1 or 2 bows to a shop in America. They're generally doing a big bulk shipment. Okay, so, and the only people who do big bulk shipments are big shops or big wholesalers. So this is the thing that locks on. The click thing here is good. It's on a lock system. This is a locking system here, so you can loosen off that, which kind of works okay. The sight pin looks nice. There, we'll just try and zoom in. It's got a little ring around it, which looks nice. So it's square and it's got that round ring. To me, that's a nice sight pin. I'd be happy with that. So at $120, how does this? I haven't priced it yet, but this is what I think it is. Look, to me, the cheaper sights are okay. What will generally happen is things will come loose, and the more you shoot, so if you shoot once a week, this will last you forever. Okay, if you shoot every day and you're like, I'm training to get stronger, I'm training to compete, this will let you down. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this sight. I haven't shot it. I'm just saying that eventually you'll want the $900 Accel sight, because that is not going to vibrate loose. It's perfect. And if you're spending all this time training, you won't want a $120 sight. You'll want a $900 sight. But for training, to get started, to see how much you like shooting, this is perfectly good. It's got all the functionality. You can lock it down. It's got micro adjustments. It moves nice. Bear in mind, if you've locked it, like I've just locked it now, you can't use the micro adjustment because you will strip it out inside here. Okay, because it's a thread on another thread, and if you try and move it, you're going to break the threads. Okay, that is not a warranty. So, you know, stupidity. Right now it moves. Stupidity doesn't class as warranty. I'm sorry. It's and I say this because it is stuff that people do. So overall, I think it's a good sight. Looks nice. Now, the other sights it competes against is the Toe Point sights. The Avalon sight. Avalon and Toe Point are the same sight, out of the same factory. Similar. And I'm not going, I like one versus the other, because like this is not bad. I like the sight pin. It's quite light. It's going to weigh the same as the other. I'm going to say maybe on the Toe Point Avalon sight, the moving up and down is easier than on this. It is easier. It is easier. So, but overall, the sight looks quite good. It looks hardy. I think it comes in different colours. So, check that out at your local archery shop. SHOCQ. Thanks for watching. Bye.